the TLG Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.
Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to all our esteemed participants. Thank you for joining us today, and we are thrilled to have you here. So my name is Bandha Mukta. I'm the Investor Relations Officer with TLG Global, and I'll be your moderator for this exciting session today. We will be focusing on exploring the opportunities available through European residency with a special highlight on Latvian and Portuguese residency programs. Now, these programs offer unique advantages whether you're looking to expand your business, enjoy a European lifestyle, or simply benefit from access to the entire Schengen region. We are thrilled to present an exceptional lineup of speakers today for this event, each bringing unique expertise to the table. We have with us, Mr. Pradip Shetty. He is the Managing Director of Space 7 Realty Private Limited. Hello, Mr. Shetty. Welcome to the webinar.
Hello, Bandha Mukta. Very well welcome to everybody, all the participants.
Thank you so much. We will be having with us Carlos Kirin. He is Director for Business Development at TLG Global. And we have with us Mr. Misam Hussain. He is the Manager of Business Development for our India team. So welcome all the esteemed speakers once again. As most of you may know, TLG Global is committed to providing comprehensive solutions for individuals seeking to expand their horizons and enjoy the benefits of securing European residency. With an impressive track record of more than 27 projects across the globe, over 130 million euro worth of asset portfolio, and 300 plus investors, we are committed to assisting you navigate this journey smoothly. Our expert panel will share insights, answer your questions, and guide you through the process, ensuring you feel informed and empowered. So I request all our esteemed participants who have joined us today to please post as many questions as you can, because we have a dedicated session assigned at the end of this webinar just to answer your questions and queries. Thank you once again for being here, and let's dive in and discover how Latvia and Portugal programs can be your gateway to a brighter future in Europe. Just a short disclaimer, this presentation is only for our projects and programs, providing insights into TLG Global and its subsidiaries. It is not an offer to buy or sell securities or provide financial, legal, or regulatory advice. So do not share publicly without written consent. Quartered at Lisbon, Portugal, and we have more than 27 projects going on globally, 15 in Portugal itself. And we have 40 years of expertise in real estate, hospitality, and immigration. So being an investor relations officer, I am very proud to say that we have 300 plus investors and globally. And I am very well connected personally with all of them. And we have a track record of also more than 1,000 visa applications when it comes to golden visa. Moving on to the next one, we have also a track record of, we would just like to take you through our assets in Portugal. We have almost 11 projects that are under construction, most of them, being hotels, and will be branded by, or we have a collaboration with the Wyndham Group. I'm sure we do not need to give an introduction of what Wyndham is. So most of our projects will be branded by Wyndham, either Ramada or Wyndham Hotel, Wyndham Residencies or Wyndham Gardens, and we also have our own brand of hotels, which is called L Hotels, which will again be a trademark collection by Wyndham. Again, we have collaborated with NXM Consulting Accounting in Latvia to help us support better when it comes to giving a smoother process for all our investors who have or who will be investing in Latvia. Below are some of our other subsidiaries, like we also own a construction company called CVCC. We have a legal or immigration company known as IIS, which is International Investment Services, and so on. Now about the projects that I was talking about, we are looking forward to launch at least 2 hotels this year. The first one to be launched will be in Alentejo, Alcázar do Sal, which is in the south of Portugal. Again, it will be a Wyndham project. And another one that we are planning to launch is the one at Fatima. And then there are other in the pipelines. You can see on the screen. Apart from hotels, we have also diversified our portfolio to, office buildings and residential complexes as well, which are already in the market. Next, I would like to share some insights about, we will be talking more about our Portuguese fund, which is called Platinum 1, which is also eligible for Golden Visa. But I would like to take you quickly through some of the funds which are already operational to, just show you the performance of those funds. So as you can see, the CNB fund, the fund size is 105 million euros. And it has invested into 11 projects. And if you see the IRR or the internal rate of return, it is 17.7%, which is pretty good. The debt to equity is 0.16 and loan to value ratio is 9.97, which makes it very safe for our investors to invest. Next, we have the OASIS Fund, which is 23 million euros worth of fund, which has invested into one of our projects or assets. Misam will be talking about this particular asset when it comes to Latvia and how we have associated this asset, which is worth 23 million euros today, with our Latvia program. So we will hear about it soon. Again, if you see the IRR, which is 13.98, and debt to equity ratio is 0, which is, I think, it makes it even more safer and, like a motivation for our investors to invest with us. This is just like a comparison of the two funds and how it has performed. We can go further. Great. So that was from my side regarding TLG Global. I would also like to mention here that we have expanded and we are expanding globally. We already have our offices in Portugal, yes, in Lisbon, which is our headquarters. In India, Hyderabad, we have our office in Latvia, in Dubai and China. And in future, we are looking to have many more like offices across the globe as well. So with that, I would like to introduce you all to our very first speaker for the day, Mr. Pradip Shetty. Mr. Pradip Shetty is the Managing Director, as I mentioned, of Space 7 Realty Private Limited, established in 2008. He has been in the real estate advisory business since 2005, catering to different verticals of the real estate business, primarily in the Mumbai metropolitan region, and also in other cities such as Pune, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, NCR, Delhi, and so on. His company is a one-stop solution to various real estate verticals such as primary residential sales and leasing, commercial office spaces and retail stores and showrooms, entertainment and leisure spaces, warehousing and logistics, and so on, catering to renowned multinational brands and Indian businesses. Today, he will be talking more about his company. He will also be sharing more about, his experience in the immigration and real estate industry itself, and how, as a potential investor or a curious investor, you can connect with him to invest further. Over to you, Mr. Shetty, and welcome once again to our webinar.
Thank you so much, Bandhu Mukta, for that introduction. That was really great. Well, I would like to again welcome all the panelists and, of course, the participants. Very warm welcome to all of you. About myself, Space 7 Realty, we started in 2005, as Bandhu Mukta rightly said, and we are in various verticals of business, right from residential, commercial, then, pre-leased assets. Well, international property investments, started way off in 2000 and 2020, just before COVID, when I started basically helping a lot of my HNI clients from Mumbai and the other pan-India clients as well in the Dubai market, where we started off with companies like MR, Shobha, District 1, and we did some transactions before COVID hit. Well, in COVID, I would say, I had nothing much to do really. I started actually exploring a plan B in life for all my clients, because COVID was such wherein there was restricted movement, especially with the Indian passport. If you see that a lot of people, they lost heavily because they could not travel. Even post COVID as well, there was so much of restrictions which were there. That's where I started exploring Greece, and we managed to do the golden visa for Greece. And what I realized is, for all those people who are looking basically for a lifestyle outside, there's money of course in India, but at the same time, if you want to enjoy European lifestyle, I think the best way is to get through probably property investments or investment in funds, and the way to a PR, a permanent residence or citizenship, through the investments. That's how we started doing Greece, because Greece was very attractive at that moment in time. 250,000 euros investment in property, right? And it continued for some time, till the time I basically discovered TLG Global, and then came an opportunity, the Latvian opportunity, which I looked at. And what I understood about the Latvian opportunity, which we started doing, very recently, that this is the most economical entry point to Europe. I think at 100,000 euros, which I think the TLG speakers basically will explain you in detail. And what do you basically get? It's basically for your entire family, the permanent, the temporary residence, and then the permanent residence. And also, you also have a scope of basically, getting the passport as well, So so currently the international business, which we've been doing, that really gives me that high after spending approximately around over 18 years in the real estate space, locally, right? And helping all my clients have a plan B in life, so I think this really works. Yeah, I think that's for me at the time, for the moment. Yeah, so these are some of the things which we have actually done in my local business. Like there's a lot of land acquisition we did a lot of projects for companies like Vodafone Idea. Initially Vodafone, as you know, we did some state-of-the-art kind of projects, like the cable landing station project, which was from Warsaw to Andheri, so we were handling this entire project for Vodafone, right from the acquisition of space, from the beach manhole to the the property. So there were so many of these projects which we have handled for different companies. For Tata, all their Tata Capital, all their zonal offices. Again, I did a lot of things with the airline business as well, like Jet Airways. Because Jet used to basically handle a lot of other airlines. Like the Lufthansa or the American Airways, all their offices were done by us in India. At the same time, in COVID, what we did a lot of warehousing work around the Bhiwandi area. So I think I have enjoyed a bit of everything in the real estate space in the last 18 years of my being there. Since 2005, approximately. I think, yeah. So that's for it. I can talk whole day long about what I did in real estate, right? But that's what I think the slide over there would probably explain you what we have done in our core business. And all I can tell you is we are a one-stop solution for any real estate requirement, whether it is first home, second home, or it could be a lifestyle home abroad. That's where we come from.
That's a truly impressive track record, Mr. Shetty. And when you were talking about Mumbai, being from Mumbai, originally. I felt really connected when you talked about Bhiwandi and all those areas. It felt so close to home. So thank you so much for that. And yes, as you rightly mentioned, that COVID, it really opened a lot of avenues for a lot of people. For example, even me, I started exploring European residency at that time itself, and that's how I've been now in Portugal for more than 2.5 years. Already received my residency. So yes, COVID, it hampered, but it also opened a lot of opportunities and a lot of avenues for many people, as you rightly said. So thank you so much for sharing, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot of questions towards the end of this session. So you will need to address them as well. So be there with us.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Carlos Quirin, our very own Carlos Quirin. He is the Director for Business Development at TLG Global, and having years of experience, in real estate and, playing roles in leadership as well. He is basically, he helps our company to have more strategic partnerships, be it local or be it international partnership, and expanding our market presence globally. And as I mentioned, he's a seasoned real estate expert. He brings a wealth of knowledge and a proven track record in navigating the complexities of real estate market. So as I was mentioning, we are real estate developers, first of all. So Carlos plays a very, very important role when it comes to TLG Global. Carlos will be talking about our Platinum Fund that we have as a way, or as a, like a product that, or a program that people can invest in to get the residency and later citizenship in Portugal. So thank you for joining, Carlos, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Bandy. Thank you to our dear guest Pradip and all of our attendees for this webinar. I'm so sorry I had some technical difficulties in the beginning, and even with the sound, difficulties to join in with the sound, but now I think all is clear. I believe I'm perfectly audible. Am I, Bandy? Okay, great. So thanks for the kind introduction. We can proceed with the presentation. So thank you for that. So I will try to be as resumed as possible, but just would like to give a small introduction about this fund. And as Benny already explained, TLG has more than 40 years. We are in several sectors, as real estate development, immigration sector, but we're also a licensed asset management company in Portugal by the regulator, CMVM. So we are, TLG Capital is our fund management and asset management company, currently managing more than 150 million euros in assets. And one of the funds that we manage is Platinum One. Platinum One is an eligible fund to obtain the Portuguese Golden Visa. The law has changed, and for you, if you are interested in investing in getting the Portuguese Golden Visa, I would advise you to select whatever fund you select that is eligible for the Portuguese Golden Visa, because there are some specific criteria that the fund needs to match to be eligible. So our fund is eligible, and if you are interested, more than happy to jump on the call and explain to you. Going strictly to the fund. So we are talking about the venture capital fund. Basically, our fund, Platinum One, will invest into the hospitality sector, renewable energies, and education in early stage companies and already some established companies already in the market. But we see a lot of potential growth in these strategies, namely in the hospitality sector, where we are investing in smart hospitality. So just to give you some numbers about the fund, we are targeting a 12% annual yield, or ROI, return of investment, or dividends that are delivered paid to the investors every year. And the fund charges a 1.5% management fee annually to the fund. Okay, so the investor, let's put this scenario: to obtain the Golden Visa in Portugal, you need to invest a minimum of 500,000 euros in participation units of funds. So the fund will charge the management fee directly to the fund. Okay, so there is not a plus cost to the investor the money invested plus the 1.5%. Okay. The minimum to invest in the fund, we have 4 categories of participation units, and our investors can invest in 2 of those categories. We have category A and category B. Okay. On category A, the minimum investment is 250,000 euros, which we can call the golden visa category, if we can say it like that, because it offers more security, let's call it like that, to the typical golden visa investor. Okay, so this category has a guaranteed yield or ROI of 2.89% per year, and we also offer an option to, after 6 years, purchase of the same participation units for the same nominal amount that the investor is investing. So, saying this by other words, you can, of course, be secure that after 6 years, you'll be getting the investment that we have made of, let's say, 500,000 euros, plus the 2.89% return of investment per year that is payable every year. Okay. So we are talking about, as I told you, an investment of 250,000 euros minimum. Of course, to be eligible to obtain the golden visa, the investor needs to invest 500,000. Okay. But as we know, some investors may want to diversify their investments and, for example, put 250,000 in Platinum One and 250,000 in an agriculture fund, for example. Okay. So what you need to understand and what you need to be sure is that you need to invest, because according to the Portuguese law, you need to prove that you have invested a minimum of 500,000 euros in the purchase of participation units in regulated funds in Portugal, and these funds needs to comply with this criteria to be eligible for the Portuguese golden visa. So we at TLG also we're a team globally of around 400 people, but we have in-house a legal department with 8 lawyers, and we have processed and submitted more than 350 applications for the Portuguese 1,000 applications, and onboarded more than 350 investors. So we have helped our investors to process their applications, and our legal department is really capable and with a proven track record of submitting these applications. This to tell you what, that of course we offer this guarantee that this fund is eligible and that you may use our fund to submit your application, and we'll be happy to assist you in the entire process. Okay, so going back to the fund, category A, as I mentioned before, the minimum investment will be 250,000 euros in this category, with a fixed ROI of 2.89% per year. Okay, and in the last 2 years, if the investor decides to stay in the fund, it's a fixed ROI of 7%. And why if the investor decides? Because after year 6, you are totally free and allowed to de-invest from the fund and to sell your participation units, which we will buy for the same nominal amount that you have invested, being 250 or 500 or whatever you decide. Now, on category B, in fact, we can show the other categories. We have 3 other categories, okay, but category D, it's our own investment in the fund. So like any family, it's the family that owns the company. We also be investing in the fund. And category C, it's more for our advisors, our partners, okay, that if they wish to invest, they can also get a seat at the table, because as any investor, you are part of the investment committee, so you can also advise on the investments to be made by the fund when purchasing companies, okay? Category B is also eligible, and you can choose for one or the other categories to invest, or even both, okay? You can diversify your investment through the categories. It's still eligible for the golden visa, okay? In category B, we have a category that is the ROI that we will provide, the dividends that the fund will pay is according to the fund's performance per year. Meaning, in this case, the minimum investment is 100,000 euros. We are targeting 12%, but as Bandit mentioned before, also our track record has been higher than that, and we believe that not less than 7-8% for sure will be delivered. But again, this is a category with no guaranteed ROI, okay? But can bring you higher returns than category A, but it's an option, okay? In this case, the minimum investment is 100,000 euros. So going straight to the structure of the fund. So you'll see that it's pretty simple. So the unit holder, which is the investor, we use Bison Bank, which is a Portuguese but international bank, as a depository bank, meaning the depository bank is the bank that will receive the funds from the investors and deposits and manages the funds of the Platinum One fund. Okay, so we are transfer the funds to Platinum One, and then Platinum One will deploy capital into, as I mentioned, there's three big areas like smart hospitality, hotel technology, and hospitality school and education. Okay. So also we have in our structure, of course, an investment committee that will advise the Platinum Fund One board how to apply and deploy the capital, and of course, having any investor, every investor may have a seat at the table in this investment committee. We also have a supervisory board and an external auditor. We are regulated by CMVM, which is the Security Exchange Commission. Like we say, it's the regulator of the market, and external compliance and accounting with several companies. So how does it work for the Golden Visa process? Also, it's pretty simple. So we are talking about, of course, signing the contracts first, having the Portuguese tax number. Again, as I told you, we have internal lawyers, a team of 8 lawyers that will take care of this process for you. You don't need to come to Portugal to get this tax number. We can take care of that for you. Transferring the funds, send us all the documents that are necessary. Simple documents, okay? And then we initiate the Golden Visa process, okay? After 2 years, you have the Portugal temporary residency card. Well, this is according to IMA until we get the approval, but on average, it's taking like 1.5 to 2 years to get the first residency card after you get the approval, after coming to Portugal for biometrics, and this card will be valid for 2 years, okay? Then you need to have step 4, the Golden Visa renewal and the application for a permanent residency and or citizenship, okay, at the end of the period of the Golden Visa. I also like to mention who you can include. Sorry, if you can go back, just like to reinforce that in Portugal, you can include your family, and we're talking about your spouse or wife or husband, children, grandparents, and also parents-in-law and parents, of course, can be included in the same application, which we call in Portugal family reunion or unification, allows you to include more applicants under your submission, under your application. You do not need to make 2 investments or 3, of course, but there are some fees to pay per applicant, namely each card and each renewal will have a cost to pay to the authorities. Okay, so in terms of how does it work to proceed with the investment, it's pretty simple. So we need to receive some simple documents first on the name of the investor, like copy of the passport, the proof of address, and with that we also take care of the Portuguese NIF, okay, and the simple KYC. After that, we go for the to receive also the proof of employment and sign the management regulations and the subscription form to the fund. Okay. In terms of investments and savings, okay, that you can and you have if you invest with the in our fund Portugal, Platinum Fund One, you can see that in terms of investment, we are talking about 500,000 euros. Okay, we start with a 10,000 euro reservation, and then the rest of the payment to subscribing the fund. Also, after we receive all of the funds, okay, and all of the documents. What the law says is you need to have a proof of investment in the fund. So the management company, TLG Capital, will issue the declaration, and also the bank, that they have received the funds in the name of this person for the purpose of applying for the golden visa, okay? After that, we will help you, and if you wish, we will submit the application. Of course, you can use other lawyers or external consultants to do that, but if you wish, we can submit the application for the Portuguese golden visa, okay? The fees to be paid to the immigration authorities at the time of the application is around 620 euros for the application submission, okay? And the issue of the golden visa cards right now is in 6,000 and almost 200 euros per applicant, okay? Then after on year 2 and on year 5, you have some other costs of renewals, but in this case, the application or the renewal, application for renewal and the cards are half the price as the initial application, okay? So in total, we are talking about a total investment of around, in costs of around 14 to 15,000 euros in cards and renewals of the application. Let me also mention the savings that you can make while investing with TLG. So our fund does not, in terms of performance as well, if you look at the scenario 1 and what you can get as a return of your investment, okay, after 5 years, we're talking about a net return of 70,000 euros, on year 7 around 100,000 euros, and also these are net returns because you do not need to pay taxes on these returns that you receive from the fund, okay? So this is literally not taxable, so this is net income of your investment. Also, I'd like to mention that a subscription fee our fund does not charge. On average, in Portugal, the subscription fees charges around from 1.5 to 2%, which in this case would be around 7,500 euros. So this is also a saving that you're making with us, because I'll dare to say that at least 90% of the investment funds in Portugal charge this fee, being them golden visa or not golden visa eligible. Also, you'll get 7 days free stay per year. As you may all know, one of the requirements for the golden visa program in Portugal is that you come at least 7 days per year to Portugal. So unless you have a cousin or a very good friend that can allow you to stay in his home, you and your family, if it's the case, most likely you need to book a hotel or an Airbnb or something. So we are more than happy to welcome you in our hotels, that we are opening 4 hotels this year in Portugal, and you are welcome to stay in any of our hotels 7 days per year. Okay, so I'm done. Thank you, Benny, for this opportunity. I hope I was audible. I'm feeling some technical issues on my connection, so sorry for that. But I hope I was able to be clear to the attendees. But if you have any questions after, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you so much, Carlos. Thank you so much, Carlos. You are very much audible, and I'm sure that all our attendees have heard you loud and well. And in case they have any questions, definitely they'll come back to you today, or probably they can write to us as well. I'll be sharing the details towards the end. But thank you so much for sharing, most of the details. Almost you have given out everything in your explanation as to what is the product, how they can invest, what is the documentation, what is their savings, almost everything. But in case if they would like to know more, they can always connect with Carlos, me, Misam, anybody from TLG. So thank you once again, Carlos. Next, we have Misam. Misam is the business development manager for our India team. He holds almost 14 years of experience in business development, dedicated to driving growth, establishing strategic partnerships, and identifying new opportunities that enhance services for clients, navigating the complexities of immigration process. He has a deep understanding of immigration policies, market trends, client needs, expanding the reach, and improving client satisfaction. And of course, he is, one of our assets, as if I can say, that TLG Global has today. So welcome Misam, and Misam will be talking more about the Latvia program, how you can invest in Latvia, what are the benefits that you get after getting the Latvian residency, what is the documentation required, timeline, and so on and so forth. So thank you for joining Misam, and over to you.
Yes, am I audible? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Bandy, for the kind introduction. Thank you so much for that. And first of all, hello everyone and welcome. We are thrilled to have you everyone in today's webinar. Today we will talk about Latvia Residency by Investment, an innovative investment program brought to you by TLG Global, geared specifically towards those seeking smart, secure and affordable pathway to European residency. So when we go to the next slide, please. Yeah, so here we talk about why Latvia and why now. So let me just give you a small history about the Latvia program. So Latvia had a thriving residency program back in 2010 to 2014 with up to 5,000 applications annually. That changed when real estate requirement increased to 250,000 euro. So back in 2010, the real estate residency program was for 100,000 euro, and they have received more than 5,000 visa application annually. And with that, the country generated more than 1.3 billion euros. And that was quite peak of their economy at that time. And later on, they have changed the program and made some changes. And now the real estate cost is 250,000 euro. So just to give you a brief, there are 4 options available for the residency by investment in Latvia. Option number 1 is the real estate, which I was just mentioning. The ticket size for that is 250,000 euros. And there's option number 2, which is by investment in government bond, and the ticket size for that is 250,000 euros. And option number 3 is by government deposit, and the minimum investment is 280,000 euros. And option number 4, which we are going to talk further in detail, and that is investment in a business, and ticket size for that is 100,000 euros. So this is just to give you a brief about what all are the options when it comes to Latvia. Now, to talk about why Latvia. So of course it is part of the Schengen area. So you get all the benefits what you get in any Schengen area with a very nominal and very budget friendly price. So 100,000 euro, you get the complete access to the Schengen area. The GDP of the country is $60 billion, which is quite impressive when it comes to any European country. And it has got once you get the residence of the country, you get free access to healthcare as well as the education, just like a citizen of the country. And of course, not to forget the good quality of life. So when we talk about any European country, we talk about the quality of life, and the quality of life for Latvia, it's one of the best quality of life in any European country. So yeah, these are the major reasons. When we talk about literacy rate, it is 100% literacy rate. Everyone there are educated, and they speak English. Most of the people speak English. So that is because anyone who thinks about going to a European country, the language is something which they always think of. Language could be a barrier, but here most of the people always speak English, so that will not be a concern there. So yeah, I mean, these are one of the most major reasons. Latvia being the most talked about country when it comes to the residency by investment program. So over to the next slide, please. Now let's talk about the criteria. So here we are using the share capital investment route allowed by the Latvian law. And we have gone above and beyond by investing nearly 11.9 million euro into L Hotel Latvia to meet the legal criteria. So what are the criteria? The company should be a Latvian company doing a legitimate business. And the important criteria are, the company should have 50 plus employees working in the company, doing an annual turnover of 10 million euro and the annual taxation of 100,000 euros. So these are the criteria which is set by the government. And TLG Global, we are already fulfilling all the criteria. We have a company, as I mentioned, we already have a company in Latvia which is called L Hotel Latvia. We are already allowed to get the investors in our company. So if we go to the next slide, I can explain you further. Now talking about the terms. So if we let's break down the program, the minimum investment is, if you can see your screen, the minimum investment is 100,000 euros, which includes a guarantee buyback after 5 years, and residency permit, 5 years, renewable annually. So you get the residency for 5 years, but it has to be renewed every year. So which includes spouse and children under 18. Okay, and plus there's a donation of 10,000 euros. That donation is straight away going to the Latvian government, which is a mandatory. And at the same time, we Carlos has also mentioned in his slides regarding the citizenship by investment program. We give 7 days free stay for our investors. That is, the 7 day of free stay every year in any of our hospitality properties. So that is a complimentary benefit from TLG Global to our investors. So I hope it's as clear as possible about the terms. So if you go to the next slide, I can explain you a bit more about the program. So talking about the structure of the program. So security is everything for our investors. For our investors, and the structure is quite different here. Okay, the project is backed by Wyndham Residency. It's a 23 million euros asset in Portugal that serves as a collateral. So we make sure that this particular project, this particular investment is backed by a collateral. So investor acquire 10,000 K in share of L Hotel Latvia, a solid company with 11.9 million of social capital, as I mentioned. So basically, the investor invest in TLG Global, or I can say L Hotel Latvia. The mother company is TLG Global, and by the investment, the investor becomes the shareholder of our company. So your investment is protected even in the worst case scenario. Your funds are collateralized. So if you can see your screen, you can see that the investment is called Lux, and the mother company is TLG Global. The company which is there in Latvia is called L Hotel Latvia, and the thing which I was mentioning regarding the collateral is called Wyndham Residency. This is the collateral for the project, and on the left hand side below you see the new minority shareholder. The investor get the rights of being the new minority shareholder, and on the right hand side you can see the investment committee. And when we talk about area of investment, we will focus on smart hotels, hotel technology, and hospitality schools. So these will be the focus area of investment, what we will be focusing on. So I hope the structure was clear. So talking about the documentation. So when we talk about the documentation, you'll need to provide proof of address and passport copy, so that we can do the KYC. And the next step is signing the shareholder agreement, and then we will need the marriage certificate, the birth certificate. Let's say it's a family with children, so we will need the birth certificate. We will need a police clearance certificate if it is above 14 years old, and proof of employment, bank statement. So these are the basic documents which are required for any visa processing. So these are the documentation which will be needed from our side. And go to the next slide, please. Yeah, so this is something which is important to understand the investment calculator. So when we say that, what will be the investment, initially you submit 10,000 euros for the reservation agreement, okay, and then you transfer full fund of 100,000 euros to El Hotel Latvia, which is the mother company is TLG Global. You receive the case number, submit application, get approval in 2 to 8 weeks, depending on the submission location, because there are two options available here. So you can either submit from the embassy, which in our case, let's say, if it's an Indian investor, they can submit their application in Delhi, which has the embassy of Latvia, and but that will take maybe around 2 to 3 months to get the the residency card. And the option 2, which is quite quick, and that is by putting your application from Latvia, by physically visiting Latvia, and that will take around 3 to 4 weeks. And like Pradip ji was mentioning, it is one of the quickest and at the same time most affordable program which is present right now in the market when we talk about European residency. So it's as quick as 3 to 4 weeks and you get the residency card. So you have to collect your residency card, which will be valid for 5 years, and it has annual renewal, as simple as that. So when we talk about other programs, there are other programs. Not to forget, there are countries like Bulgaria, Portugal, Hungary, Malta. Portugal, of course, Carlos has mentioned, Hungary or Malta or Greece. So there are cost available in on your screen. So Bulgaria is 500,000 euro. Portugal is 500,000 euro. I'm sorry, there is some mistake here. It's not 250, it's 500,000 euro. Hungary is again 250,000 euros, and Malta is on the property, which goes up to 400,000 euros, and Malta and Greece again is 250,000 euros. So every program has their benefits and has their drawbacks. Whereas if you see Latvia, it is one of the most affordable when it comes to the price. It's just 100,000 euro, in which you get the temporary residency of 5 years, and then you can include your spouse and children below 18 years. And 3 to 4 weeks, you have the residency card with you. We can share you the presentation, this presentation after our webinar. You can just, put a message or, on the chat. If you need the presentation, we'll definitely share you the presentation so that you understand the comparison between, other European countries also. So, yeah, I mean, so we just covered all the programs which are available in the market right now. So do we have a next slide also? Yeah, over to you, Bandy. Thank you so much for everyone for your patience and time. And I think Bandy will address the questions what we have. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Misam, for throwing light on the Latvia Residency by Investment program. What we saw in both the programs is that in Latvia, the investment is low. The residency is faster, very fast compared to any other European program. But the route to citizenship is a little bit longer. Whereas in Portugal, the investment is a bit high, but the route to citizenship is quick. After 5 years of submitting the application, you can apply for the citizenship as well. And as mentioned on the comparison slide, Portugal does have 250K investment options, which is a donation way in which they can donate to the government. But the thing is that they will not get the money that they have donated. It's a donation, so they do not get it back. But the plus points about both our programs, the Platinum Fund and about Lux, is that we do a guaranteed buyback. So after you receive your residency, say after 5 years in case of Latvia, or probably 5 to 6 years when it comes to Portugal, you receive the entire the nominal value that you have invested. So 500K in when it comes to Portugal, and 100,000 euros when it comes to Latvia. It's a guaranteed buyback. So thank you so much, Misam, for sharing that with us. We have some questions. We went live also on LinkedIn, and from there we had some questions which we thought of incorporating in the presentation. But I would also request Mr. Shetty because since you have a lot of potential clients who would be interested, in countries like India, UAE, or South Asian countries, or any country for that matter. If you have any specific questions for us, we have Carlos, who is here, Misam is here, I'm here. We can address if there are any particular questions that you have from your investors, so that you can get it clarified as well. And as we saw in the poster, the first slide, Rahim was supposed to join our CEO, but due to some unforeseen situation, he could not. So he has sent his apologies as well. But we are all here to address the questions. So Mr. Shetty, if you want to go ahead, please feel free to
Sure. Thank you. Well, I have a question, for Carlos. Well, some of my investors basically, come with the very unique question wherein, like these kind of programs, like especially, where you mentioned about the Portugal, right? Where earlier they had the property investment or fund probably, right? So can they take any kind of, do they get any kind of a loan there, a personal loan abroad or a mortgage loan, they can take?
Okay. Thank you for that question. So what the law says, it's for them to be eligible for the golden visa. They need to prove the money came from their account and it was invested into the fund's account. Okay. So answer to your question, yes, they can. They can have a personal loan from a relative. They can even have a professional loan from another entity, as long as they apply and they transfer the funds from their own account, or we have also successfully made applications, for example, when an investor has the funds in his company name and he is the majority shareholder or he's a shareholder and the funds are in the company name, it's also possible. There has to be like a side letter justifying, it's more in terms of compliance, that money was a loan or advance payment of something. But yes, I would say that he needs to have, of course, some connection with that account. But yes, they may, of course, seek other options of getting that investment, as long as they apply the minimum of 500,000 investment in the investment fund.
Investment fund. But currently in Portugal, basically you don't have the investment in real estate.
No, unfortunately, that option is out of the table. Out of the table in sense of you cannot invest direct or indirectly into real estate to obtain the golden visa. Okay, but our fund Platinum One will invest in hospitality. What does this mean? We are buying companies that are operating hotels, right. 4 and 5-star hotels, companies that also, to operate hotels, most right. of them will have to have assets inside the company. Okay. Meaning, for the hospitality operation, there will always be a component of real estate because you cannot operate a hotel without a hotel. Okay, so this is also something that I believe it's important because, of course, the company will be the operations and it's from the operational side and performance that will distribute the dividends, but you cannot operate a hotel without having, of course, the asset itself to work as a hotel.
Yeah, that answers my question actually.
Great. Thank you so much, Carlos. I would like to ask Mr. Shetty that since you have a lot of experience in immigration, as you mentioned, in Greece and now Latvia, what is your experience? Like, where do you see most of the clients, or potential investors coming from? Which countries?
From which countries?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, see, as you know, we are the most populous country in the world, right? And if you look at the, high net worth individuals, and if you, keep account now, I think, India is, one country, which has, we have the population with us. So of course, I think if you look at the number of people who come from India, right, they would be the Indians and the Chinese. I think these are the two, who will basically, going neck to neck probably, and Indians somewhere would be, overtaking the Chinese even, I think,
Yes, absolutely. Very rightly said, because we have a lot of inquiries and most of our investors are also from India and Pakistan, or even UAE as of now for Latvia.
Right.
And we have a lot of inquiries and potential clients. So
Right.
the next question that, thank you so much for that, Mr. Shetty. I would like to ask Kalosh is that since we have a lot of investors coming from these countries, probably South Asian, UAE, is there any way for them, because I've been getting a lot of questions that how can we transfer the money directly from India or from Pakistan for that matter to Latvia? So do we have any options for them or any support that we can provide to our investors when it comes to transferring the amount?
Sure, Vani. Yes, we have. So let me also tell you, in our past, in more than 300 Portuguese golden visas, which the money needs to arrive in a Portuguese bank account. We have onboarded clients for, I would say, more than 50 nationalities, 50 different geographies. We're talking countries such as US or Iran, clients like from Nigeria, from the UAE, from all over the world, from China. And we always manage to successfully receive the funds from the clients, regardless of the country. But in Latvia, we also made an add-on, let's call it like that, because in Latvia, the law doesn't say that the funds need to be received in a Portuguese bank account. Like in Portugal, they need to, according to the law, to a Portuguese bank account. They need to go, because it's an investment into a company's account. So our company, Hotels Latvia, we have, of course, bank accounts in Latvia where they can transfer, but we also have in UAE in name of Hotels Latvia, meaning they can easily transfer, or it's much more easy for them to transfer from Pakistan to the UAE than to Latvia because of the compliance of the European Union, as you know. So we also have this option for them, and it has been pretty much used by our investors, that we already onboarded a lot of several investors in our Latvian project, and most of them, I would say, because I would say 70% of our investors have been coming from that part of the world, have made the investment to our UAE bank account of our company in Latvia.
Wow, that's great. I think that will really solve a lot of questions and difficulties that our investors might think that they might have if they think about investing in Latvia. So I think this answers their questions, proactively. So thank you so much, Carlos, for sharing that. The next question that we had on the slide was that how does the 7 day per year physical stay requirement work in practice, and does it have to be in one go? Like, can it be spread out, or it has to be 7 days per year? I think this is specifically related to Portugal. So Carlos, if you could just throw some light around this one.
Sure. No, it's 7 days per year, either in Portugal or in Latvia. So in Latvia, you are required one day stay requirement in the country, but if you want to stay more, and you diversify. Imagine you apply for option plus 2 days, and you spend the 5 days in Portugal within that civil year. Okay, so you don't need to book all in a row. You can book according to what is your availability, and we'll be happy to receive you and your family in our hotels. Not a problem.
That's great. And in Portugal, the 7 day can be combined, right? Like, not necessarily they have to come every year for 7 years, but it can be clubbed according to the ARI regulations, I think. Yes. Great. Thank you so much, Carlos, for that. Next question that we had related to the documentation. So how can investors ensure their documentation meets all requirements? Nisam, since you are closely working with the Latvian team when it comes to documentation, can you help us with answering this one?
So yes, when we talk about documentation, as I was just mentioning it in our slide where we were talking about documentation process. So it's very simple. Initially, we will need passport and proof of address, and after that, we will have a power of attorney of all the applicant, and later on we will need all the documents related to single applicant when it comes to the ID proofs, and if at all it's the couple who are applying, their marriage certificate, and if it is children, their birth certificate. So these are the documents which are generally used for any visa application. It's as simple as that. The major document which is specifically asked, that is police clearance certificate, that has to be apostille. So you get you have to apply for the police clearance certificate, and that has to be the most recent one, and it has to be apostille. And yeah, once we have all that, and at the same time, once the investor plan and does the reservation, we have a joint call along with our experienced lawyers who are in Latvia as well as in Portugal, and then we guide them step by step, what all documents are needed and what all is required, and if there is any corrections which has to be done, or any error. So we guide them every step and to make the necessary action after every step. So yeah, and this is how we do when it comes to documentation. And thanks to our experienced team when it comes to our lawyers and also the BD team. So that's how we are managing when we come to documentation process.
Thank you so much, Misam. And yes, being an investor relations officer, I would like to, I truly agree with what Misam was saying. So we have a very experienced team in Portugal as well as in Latvia. We have collaborations in Latvia also with a very well-renowned consulting agency. So we will support and assist you through every step, right from the day you decide to go ahead with the program till the time you get your residency, till the time you are in the program for maybe for 5 years or even more. So we have an experienced team in Latvia. We will help you when it comes to getting your appointment in your embassy. We will also support you in getting your biometric in Latvia when you will have to come here for your renewals. So we are there for all our investors at each and every step of their process. You can count on us for that for sure. So with that, I think if we have no further questions, we can call it a day because we have already reached the timeline. But I think it was a very exciting session, and we got to know a lot more about both the products, and we were happy to hear from Mr. Shetty. So in the end, Mr. Shetty, if you want to give your closing remark, or if you want to tell our viewers as to how they can connect with you, so if they want to go ahead with the process, please share, feel free to share.
Yeah, one is, I'm always available on my, do you want me to share my number, or how, what exactly you mean?
Yes, you can just mention your handles, and we will mention it, in a written way, but you can just how they can approach you.
Absolutely. So I think, the way to approach me is, one, you can probably, take down my connect as well, my number. It's 98201-84415, right? And you can always write me a mail as well, which I can reply. You can write me on pradip.spac_7 I'll be basically available on the email as well, right? And I'll feel free to, ask any questions that you want to on any of the investment programs, or anything to do with real estate. Any advice you need on even, local or international real estate, I'm there to basically assist you, right? I'll be there.
Thank you so much for sharing that information, Mr. Shetty. It was lovely having you with us today, and I hope even you enjoyed this session as well.
Same here. That's better.
Thank you so much, Carl.
Right. Yeah, Ben, sorry, before we go, just I think we have here on Q&A, just I think I'll need some clarification
Yes,
on this
yes, I
question.
think there are some
Uh,
questions. Yes.
Yes, so question like Latvia for getting PR, is there any language requirement? So for the TRC, you have a basic A2 level test. For PR, you need to perform a test. So we can, of course, during the call, explain you this in further details, okay? But yes, there are some requirements, not so, let's say, difficult tests to do it, but we also have some investors that are moving, relocating to Latvia, and they want to proceed with this. And we are also engaging them with tutors of the language when it's necessary. So this is something, because we have, and this takes me to the second question, we have our own team on the ground in Latvia, so we are not selling a product of a country we do not know. No, we have Latvian employees, we have Latvian lawyers, we have Latvian processing team, not just Latvian, but we have people from the country that knows the law and know what to do. And yes, we will handle the annual residency renewal paperwork, not just the paperwork. We actually schedule your appointment for renewal according to your availability. We take care of everything. We take the number of the renewal for you to be present, and we schedule your visit to the PMLP offices, which is the immigration authorities in Latvia. And we provide you, of course, happy to pick the investor, pick him up at the airport, take him to the PMLP office, take care of the renewal, which is basically signing a piece of paper and coming back the next day to collect the card. But we'll take and prepare all of the formalities and documents to be provided to PMLP when it's coming for the renewals. I think
Thank you so much.
Wanted to clarify that.
Thanks, Carlos, for highlighting that. And just to reiterate that the test that you mentioned was for the PR, but since this is a program which basically gives a TRC, like a temporary residency for 5 years, which requires no language test, no. Right? There is no language requirement for that.
For TR is there is a simple A2 level, which is the basic of the Latvian for the TRC, okay. But for permanent residency, it depends on a test they have to make for the PR.
The PR, yes. All right, great. Thank you so much, Carlos. And if our attendees, our esteemed attendees have any other questions, please feel free to connect with us. You can either visit our website and tlgglobal.com, and you can book a meeting with us there. Or you can send an email to info@thelakhanigroup.com. And we have especially prepared a data room with all the required documents. So be the investor agreement or what are the documentation that are needed, everything which is mentioned in this particular website, which is www.wyndhamlatviatlg.com. So please register with this. It is a very simple step with just your email ID and with just, signing up with like the basic details. You can have access to all the required documentation.
The Lakhani Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.